Good morning, it's Sandro Fermo writing about my Joy Division days. Oh God, and there's something I wrote regarding that matter. Here I am. And this is some advice. I gave the world leaders. I showed out friendly fire. Showed out friendly fire and move on. Showed out friendly fire. Okay, here you go. A wise tobacco is often the specification of democratic popular choice. Within the feasibility of a wise tobacco is often a specification of democratic popular choice within the feasibility of governmental inertia. This is caused by the bewilderment at times of the masses' content towards the representation of freedom's choice. This soothes the onset of theoretical devaluation, often with worldly economic discontent, that can be amended by the surprise effect in joining the constitutional team with that ongoing surge of efficient credibility. Ideology is apparently meaningless if not forwarded then by the globalized aspect of foreign policy. That is the wholesale dispersion of the masses need at times inner stationary accordingness with a military charity and spiritual donation. The world is then retributed by the distinguishability of its mankind, with that reckoning need of graceful old gods and pacifistic theologians. The subsequent accordingness of feasible and by now logical protective intervention must be both realistically analyzed. A humble opinion must be both realistically analyzed and bonded by the aspects of hopefully rational expectant accomplishments. This is my humble opinion. Is called the Big Brother theory, with its many contradictions and unfortunate untimely double standards. The onslaught of personificative wonderful imminence and unfortunately untimely double standard and godly reliability is that am I see how tortured I am in reading this? You know, the Nazi thing? Is that tortured beacon of that time, the German, Japanese, and East Italian patriotic regainship, often then relinquished by the eternal aspects of subsequent inter-associative submission, with their elevated intellectual superiority regarding the divine movies of the Second World War. But as then, I see the Queen here. Why do I see the Queen? I'm a spoiled Nazi Jew boy. Apprehend the very whispers of the winds of impending doom, by the very lawful and Christian impossibility of its universal repetition. So you could stay your lofty person all you want to, and it will happen again. Then when you see a butterfly land on a piece of a stick, you know it will happen again. No, that makes sense. With the friendly fire nowadays of Wall Street, Dow Jones, and Tokyo reminding us all of the world class, with a forthcoming so-called socialized share, often the bigoted free markets of racial ineptitude as the true bearer supply and demand. So feel free to drive near Joe's garage by Cheese and Chung's, Salvo Army's Santa Claus, and I once played a gig out on the Fringe and Lumberjack Yard. With his evocative fantasy plans of true sticky representation of those without James Godfather of rock, that couldn't, make anyone sleep in jail when he got into the jailhouse rocks grooves with a Canadian silicone chip, acting as some manipulative bailiff, reminding everybody that we are nothing but consummate compares towards the Lord's almighty thesis, letting us conceive and continue to say, keep on rocking, brown and sugar candy man, as all the world, as that man, as as the world still turns around the possibilities of true change and hope. They're dedicated to my mom, Maria Falsetto. I dance, you know. You see, like, I was supposed to be in Canadians for, like, sad kid. Do this, because like, when I was a youngster in the Somerset Park in Canada, there was a hobo at Lee Harvey's. It was Lee Marvin's evil brother, Captain Luke, who was drunk and with red nose because he drank so much. I thought it was Hitler because he shut his nose off in July for all those years. But it wasn't really Hitler. Some people kind of hoped it was. But if anything of importance must be of it. They're not crazy. It wasn't Hitler. They shredded his body to pieces, the rations to pieces, and they burnt everything that was the rest of it. But the cock Sherlock, I can't remember. You remember that cook? So I thought those were my Joy Division days. But you had to admit, this guy had a good sound, but I didn't buy it back then. I only came in later. But this is really what was all about. You don't have to call him a doctor or anything either. Dr. Strangelove. And this room is bugged. I don't know why. I think I'm some sort of crazy guy, but I think my mind's a nice acting. Dr. Strangelove syndrome. Themes. And this is why they did it. You see, sucker, misery, and Thomas, anything. They did this on purpose. And this is who I'm supposed to be sometimes.
The surface of the earth will be as dead as the moon. I started showing you the worst part. It's down to a safe level after 2 weeks. You've obviously never heard of Cobalt-Thorium G. Well, what about it? Cobalt-Thorium G has a radioactive half-life of 93 years. If you take, say, 50 H-bombs in a 100 megaton range and jacket them with Cobalt-Thorium G, when they are exploded, they will produce a doomsday cloud, a lethal cloud of radioactivity which will encircle the Earth for 93 years. Oh, what a load of commie bull. I mean, after all. Afraid I don't understand something, Alexei. Is the Premier threatening to explode this if our planes carry out their attack? No, sir. It is not a thing a sane man will do. The doomsday machine is designed to trigger itself automatically. But surely you can design it somehow? No. It is designed to explode if any attempt is ever made to untrigger it. Automatically? Ah, it's an obvious common trick, Mr. President. We're wasting valuable time. What do you think for? We're getting ready to cloud it. Well, this is absolute madness, Ambassador. Why should you build such a thing? There are those of us who fought against it, but in the end we could not keep up with the expense involved in the arms race, the space race, and the peace race. And at the same time, our people grumbled for more nylons and washing machines. Our doomsday scheme cost us just a small fraction of what we've been spending on defense in a single year. But the deciding factor was when we learned that your country was working along similar lines, and we were afraid of a doomsday gap. This is preposterous. I've never approved of anything like that. Our source was the New York Times.
So was mine.
Dr. Strangelove, do we have anything like that in the works? A moment, please, Mr. President.
That looks like Kissinger, eh? That was the old joke.
The authority granted me as Director of Weapons Research and Development, I commissioned last year a study of this project by the Bland Corporation. Based on the findings of the report, my conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent for reasons which at this moment must be all too obvious.
Then you mean it is possible for them to have built such a thing?
Mr. President, the technology required is easily within the means of even the smallest nuclear power. It requires only the will to do so.
Only the will.
But how is it possible for this thing to be triggered automatically and at the same time impossible to untrigger?
No pecan George.
It is not only possible, it is essential. That is the whole idea of this machine, you know.
Yeah.
Deterrence is the art of producing in the mind of the enemy the fear to attack. And so, because of the automated and irrevocable decision-making process which rules out human meddling, the doomsday machine is terrifying? Simple to understand, and completely credible and convincing.
Gee, I wish we had one of them doomsday machines, Stacy.
But this is fantastic, Strangelove. How can it be triggered automatically?
Well, it's remarkably simple to do that. When you merely lift a berry bomb, there's no limit to the size. After that, they are connected to a gigantic complex of computers. Now then,
Cyberspace danger.
a clearly defined set of circumstances under which the bombs are to be exploded is programmed into a tape memory bank.
What if you're a mafia victim?
A single roll of chips can store all the information.
What kind of name is that? That ain't no crop name.
in the 25
Changed it when he became a citizen. Perfectly Liebe.
A crowd by any other name, most of it.
But the whole point of the doomsday machine is lost. If you keep it a secret, why didn't you tell the world, eh?
I don't know. Wasn't that cool? The politicians of that epoch, that era, did use that against us. Thank God they're all dead. So, is that, what is this, on a violent note? Rah! No, it's 14 minutes, 11 minutes, so I guess I can creep in another poem here, they don't fade out on me, either. The doomsday device, you know? Interesting, So, there's a guttural recall railroads were too busy drinking beer and YouTube during the Vietnam War, man. What was Vietnam of Canadian? An obstacle. I know you've been through a lot of obstacles before. Well, maybe it's called a guttural recall studies of the Joe Six-Pack and all of it, including Dr. Strange stuff. There you go, man. The forthcoming bodily incorporation of the lounge area's descent on the nostalgia of a beer, odorous, tobacco stain, were eventually engrossed by the replenishment of a studious inebriation of the wrong self that Charlesy concluded that a urinal sale on patties under a clashed with vagabond and mirthful cautiousness. We're going to hear waitress like coins towards the inevitability of shame. There's a useless engrossment from the part of the stylish nobody. There's a learning irritatedness. A dismal social premise, which is mine, social position, enshrines both the beacon and the enterprise of hope with the clauses of sheer bad luck. Running all sexual appraisal, that's partially offset by the lack of money and floral fauna that reeks of detached call of soggy workdays. Cunt that are abstractly induced by the flower hole in order to take hold of the flower in order to take hold of the piston. Then the entwine begins abstractly toward fact. And the dreaming vagabond is ensued by the expansion, normally expect the expectation of it all within beautiful simplistic mannerisms that are so foolhardy, that are as foolhardy as a crack void upon the mutual bribe, as silly as a materialistic senses of pensive ways, rolling around chastisements, artificiality of its meaning, chastisements, artificiality of its meaning. That is a female's magical spell regarding the solitary confinements of mutual care and lust. For a maid, everything goes on as long as the regainership of the intellect self is balanced between female enslavement. With such expenditures of unusual accord, or any artsy-fartsy lifestyle within the desert of a vacuous thirst. 5th of July, 2013, dedicated to a certain MC or dedicated to the world. But most importantly, finally he said that it is in that case there's so much acid, and so he said that that one shot thing, ooh, perhaps was Jesus Christ. Yes, I'm the first guy to tell you that. Stanley Kubrick was nuts. To a lot of acid that he foresaw that thing. I'm talking about cyberspace. Take it easy. Thank God there's nobody in the room. where I live. Oh, look at it. Here it is again, this boring little village with a satellite. Wow, look at that satellite. So take care and be merry, and don't worry, Mr. Greek, if you're hairy, you're hairy. Rather than meaning Sally. See you later.